Literacy is a conduit to opportunity, and those who have that tool will have its doors open in front of them, and those who don't frequently are finding that doors closed in front of them.
Reading and literacy is so important because children have to have those foundational early reading skills. They have to learn to read in order to read to learn.
1 in 4 kids in developing countries can't read, and that limits every opportunity that they have in life.
You have children spending 5 years, 6 years in primary school and leaving primary school not able to read.
I grew up between the US and Brazil. My mom was Brazilian, and so there were just so many kids that I would see that were in the lower classes of society that, you know, were on the street selling things, not in school, and there was just no way for them to ever catch up.
Mathematica's mission is to improve public well-being, and part of that mission is to help kids read throughout the world.
So I'm leading a really exciting USAID-funded project called the LAC Reads Evaluation Contract, and this is a really amazing opportunity to work together in collaboration with USAID to evaluate their investments in early grade reading in many countries in the Latin American and Caribbean region.
I'm working on 2 projects right now that are related to literacy. The first is a project funded by MCC and USAID in Niger in West Africa, where they are working to increase access to quality education. So in addition to infrastructure activities, there's an early grade reading component where people are learning to read in their mother tongue in schools.
A decade ago, when I began working in development, my first project was working on the BRIGHT program in Burkina Faso, which is a program designed to improve the education outcomes of young girls in that country. I'm still working on it. We're doing long-term follow-ups and finding that the program didn't necessarily only have immediate effects, but has had long-term effects up through delaying marriage and childbirth and other outcomes that affect these girls in their young adult stage. And so we see again that education just has an incredibly powerful impact on kids' lives.
Some of the things that we see is that kids that grow up in disadvantaged households where parents may not have high or educational backgrounds already start school with somewhat of a disadvantage in terms of achievement and development. So the sooner you start, the less of a gap that there will be between those kids that grow up in households with resources compared to those that don't.
A lot of times, you know, research feels like it goes out and you don't really see it impacting programs or people's lives. But when I go into a school in rural African village and I see kids speaking in French or reading and showing me their books, it's just so overpowering in terms of knowing that the work that we're doing is improving their lives, and they're excited about it as well.